Hey, good morning, friends. Glad you're here. Perhaps you can tell from the pensive nature of the noodles this morning. And as usual, that just kind of comes out of wherever the head space or the heart space or the spirit is. And I think that's representative of the day and the content of this morning's program. So before we begin, and again, I don't want to be a bummer or a downer today at all. In fact, my hope always is that it is uplifting and encouraging. And yet, I would be remiss if I didn't pay attention to those things that are around us and to honestly assess the nature of the world in which we live at present. So before we do that, welcome. It's great to see all of you. All my friends are here, and I love that about you. And frankly, again, this is part of one of those things where I really, the right group is here, and I'm always appreciative of that. And I want to just shout out to Dad for having, again, the wisdom as always. I noticed very quickly when I took a break, as what I felt nudged to do, the listenership dropped off pretty dramatically. At first, I was worried about that, and then I realized that it's okay. It's never about the numbers. It's always about the right people, always. And so I'm appreciative of that, and I never want that to be the metric, right? The number of people who come, because that's not really what it's about. And in fact, I noted something just the last couple of weeks that was just very interesting as we began, many of us, to migrate over to Rockfin, the platform. If you're not there, you should be. There's a lot of great folks over there, and they're improving the chat, so you guys can do that. Because I think it's important that we continue the community and do it well. But they're keeping their commitment to let us speak our minds, no matter what that is. But one of the things I noticed rather quickly and really shockingly, frankly, was the metrics over there. Like you would expect that, given the nature of Rockfin and what it is and the platform and the overall membership value, that we would see percentage-wise, something similar. And yet, what we see in the metrics over there is that what I see is that well over 5,000, almost 6,000 subscribers over there now, and just a little over 2,000 or just under 3,000, something like that, on YouTube. After having been on YouTube for considerably longer, more than a year on YouTube, with quite a bit more content. Frankly, most of the content I'm doing exclusively on Rockfin right now is the Freaky Freaks, which is very early in the morning. 4:20 on the West Coast, if you're into that. Tuning every morning. We do that, just a couple of minutes that we spend together. But again, the point being there that what that tells me is that they're being honest about the metrics, whereas our friends at YouTube are not. And we've known this for a long time, but it certainly would be, I think, at some point, an interesting practice and an interesting exercise. Not, again, that our legal system is anything but a legal system. It is not a justice system, but it would be interesting to take those guys to court, because for a very long time what they promised was partnership, YouTube partnership program, and whereby they shared the ad revenue with content creators. But the only person, again, to have that information is them, which means they could tell you whatever they want, and they have. And it's very clear over time that they adjust those numbers to whatever pleases them. And of course, they're the accountability, the third-party group, AdSense, a wholly owned subsidiary of Google. I'm sorry, Alphabet, which is Google, which is YouTube. And so, just like the government, they're going to look into it and see if they've done any wrongdoing. They didn't find any evidence of their own wrongdoing, and so they're just fine. But again, I think if somebody could get access, I guarantee you those numbers are dramatically off, and they haven't been properly paying. And it's a breach of contract. Well, again, one could argue that they can do whatever they want because it's their business, but what they offered was a contract. Right? You create the content and we all benefit from it. And that's what they offered, and they've reached that contract. So it would be, again, very interesting. And I think many people could benefit from a class action lawsuit of that nature, because nobody's challenged him. In any case, my point being that with a dramatically, I mean, so many fewer people on Rockfin than on YouTube, obviously, and yet the numbers there are substantially higher. Clearly, again, somebody's being honest and somebody's not. And so, you think Rockfin should be sued? I don't know. They say they host content. I don't know. They didn't tell me they were hosting content. Just it's a platform, right? So, yeah, I don't know. But they've been honest with me so far that I'm aware of, and that we've had a good relationship, and I've actually been able to talk to people there from the outset. Vice president of product development versus never have I ever had even a direct email from anybody at Google, ever, once, other than a boilerplate response of some kind. So just for what it's worth, department. However, I wanted to take a moment just, again, welcome people because I care about you, right? David, Rife, Ronald Lee, Mark, it's great to see you. Great to see you folks. Jesse, Joss, Bellington Bear, Big Butt Bear, Megsy, my friend Mojo Shop, great to see you. Fathead, as always. Jenny, Spark, if you haven't yet, go subscribe to her channel. Shaking Hands with Strangers, it's an awesome program. Longs, Young Love, and all the folks. Again, great to see everybody here today. So I'm going to just jump. I guess we'll just jump in here. Most of the people here, we all kind of run in the same circles, and so probably most of you are familiar with Ceiling Fan Man and his channel. He does a Friday night program. You know what? On Friday nights. Be that as it crazy, right? Anyway, he does this program on Friday nights. And Ceiling Fan Man and I are friends, and we have become friends mostly because he's an awesome guy. And he's, fairly close, not, around the corner, but takes a minute to get there. But anyway, we've become friends, and we share a lot of common interests, and I love to see him grow. He's had, frankly, a fairly recent experience and relationship with the Creator, and it's a joy to watch people grow into that, and to be where you have been before, and to see again the strides that they make and how quickly they can grow. But like again, I've often said I must be spiritually retarded a little bit because I watch people grow much more quickly and handle things with much better grace, I think, than I did. And as I look back over the narrative and the arc of my life, I can see a number of places where, I made some really poor decisions. And that's not always really far in the past. Frankly, some of those are daily, right? This last week and current. I make some, interesting decisions and choices, and I was bemoaning that this past week, that the things that I want to do, I don't, and the things that I don't want to do, I do, right? And so it bothers me a great deal that I often, especially of late, with some of the health challenges and stuff, and not knowing what's going on there, and it's a distraction. And it makes things, challenging. And then there's these other aspects, right, of the only way to manage that and keep the insides inside is, heavy doses of Rick Simpson oil, which has its own side effects. All right. And God bless you. Kevlar this morning said, and he said he was listening to some old programs, like from the very first episodes where I was on Crow 777. And he's like, it sounds like a different person. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, obviously part of it currently, right, is that I'm on very heavy doses of medication, which I can tell, even my wife will tell me it changes my personality a little bit. And because I'm kind of mostly, inside. And so I probably, might have done better just by taking an extended break until all this was figured out. But I would miss you guys. And so I'm just very open and say, hey, it's probably not the same experience as it is when I'm, got my head out of my butt. But I suppose the other aspect here is that it does give me a different perspective, and one of the things that I can honestly say is that while I'm a bit more introspective during this period of time, it does give me a different view on things and a few different things. One of the things that I noticed during this period of time, and please, again, I'm going to say this, speaking the truth in love, that during this period of time, it's been a very interesting observation, I suppose, in comparison to Job, right? Is that the biblical character of Job, not that I'm undergoing anything nearly as devastating as what he did, but the circumstances, certainly there are some corollaries in that he was undergoing some things and didn't know why he was undergoing these challenges. And I think in the telling of the story, we're often quick to bag on Job's friends who accuse him of many things, and they essentially say that these things wouldn't be happening to you if it wasn't some karmic payback. You have sinned in some way. And we're often quick to challenge them on that and say what jerks they are. But initially, of course, in the story, when they saw him, the story is that they were so shocked by his appearance, and they did, I think, exactly the right thing. It said that they spent a week, 7 days. They sat with him and did not say a word, which is exactly what I would do if I encountered one of my friends who is deeply grieving, is just to sit with them in silence, because words have no meaning in those circumstances. They just need to know that they are loved, and they just need to share in that moment of pain and not be alone. And that has, I think, over the last decade or so, been my way when confronted with those who are deeply hurting, is simply to sit with them in silence and listen to their heart and let them know that they are not alone. And that is, again, I think one of the things that motivated this channel to begin at the outset was with the beginning of the Awakening Project, and finding so many people, almost to a person, the respondents in that. One of the touchstone identifiers is feeling isolated and alone, ostracized completely, and made to feel crazy, gaslit by all of society, into feeling worthless and powerless and small and insignificant, and as if you should not even exist, that you have no right to be here. Thankfully, most of us shook that off like water off a duck's back. Most of us. But you notice over time, some of the good-natured ribbing turns into exasperation. And this turns into bitterness and resentment. And sooner or later, despite our own best intentions, we take the anger and hatred and vitriol from those who we would never have considered our enemy, and yet, under the current programming, they now are led to believe that anyone who does not think like them is their enemy, right? You're the nana killers. You're not doing as you're told, and you're the Sabbath. You're the wooden shoe in the machinery, right? Sabotaging the efforts. It's because of you, right? If you don't get the thing, then their thing doesn't work, and so you're the because logic and science. But they've been told that you are their enemy, and so they treat you that way. And there is only so long a person can take of being beaten by someone that you love before finally you at least push back and say, stop. You're violating every possible boundary here. Stop it. And sometimes punch back, right? Knock it off. Even if you care about them very deeply, often especially if you do, because you're so exasperated because now they're doing possibly self-harmful things and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And moreover, over this last year, those of you who have been at the vanguard and the tip of the spear in telling people the truth. And you have suffered the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. As a society that drifts so far from the truth comes to hate those who speak it. And so the more you try to warn people, simply look around you. Can you not see the truth of what's happening? It is such a bad lie. How can you not see it? And you're stunned and exasperated and shocked that seemingly rational people, otherwise bright people, cannot see what is right in their face. And you just want to grab them by the ears and go, what is wrong with you? And it takes a toll. All of it takes a toll. And some begin to give up. If not give up, again, become exasperated. And begin to lick their wounds. And some, like me, and the conversation I had with Kevlar, right, is that one of the things he had mentioned, and again, bless his pointed little head, he didn't explicitly say so, but I inferred very clearly. His meaning is that I sound different now, and part of that is a bit more tired and older in just a couple of years. And there's truth in that. But part of it, I think, and again, these are the things that I weigh, is that I now feel a weight of responsibility. And I have this aversion to letting people down. It's like my biggest fear. It's actually like a terror. If I have like a PTSD thing, that's probably the biggest one, right? Is this fear of letting people down, of being a disappointment. And it's an issue, right? It's unhealthy, but nevertheless, there it is. We get, I suppose what I'm trying to say, badly, right, in that pachinko machine sort of way, is that I feel now I bear a burden of responsibility to you, right, and to our community to continue, to do the things. And so when I was nudged to take a break, I did, right, and I come back, and then I got more stuff. I love you too, Angie. I really do. I mean, and that's what I'm trying to, I guess, say now, right, is that this weight of responsibility. I take on some things that are mine and some things maybe that aren't, right? And so I don't want to be irresponsible, clearly. That would be not who I am, right? And so there's no way I'm just going to, be suddenly irresponsible. On the other hand, right, so in the midst of all this uncertainty and confusion around the health stuff, and it gets in the way, and it's just interrupting my life, and I try to get things done, and I realize that, instead of getting those things done, I'm so tired. I mean, 4th of July weekend, last weekend, had a 4-day weekend because I took Friday, actually just kind of wasn't feeling well. I took Friday. I thought, well, I'll rest Friday and then have the weekend, and then Monday it's a observed holiday, and at least give me a long weekend. I can get some stuff done. Nope. I was so ill and so tired. I mostly slept 3 of the 4 days. Didn't really get anything done, and so now I'm feeling pressure and behind schedule, and all these things that have to be done, and then. So way back, Ceiling Fan Man and I were trying to get together as much as possible, and then a bunch of stuff happened, and he had some family stuff happen, and we had some stuff happen, and suddenly we couldn't see each other forever, and then we scheduled this time together, and so today, as soon as we get done here, spending this time together, finish packing, and off we go, get on the boat, and go hang out at Ceiling Fan Man's house today, tonight, tomorrow. And, but, again, but here's the thing, right? I've got no business on God's green earth leaving and not getting the stuff done here, right? So, like, the sense of responsibility I have says, man, I need to stay here and get all my shit done and, get packed and ready to get out of here. And there's so much shit I need to do. And there's this other part of me that says, you know what? I really need time with friends and without those responsibilities. And yet, right here, what I bring with me is, I had told Rose we're going to make some green butter, right? And so we're going to make a video of that. And then, but I wanted to make some ice cream, right? So green butter, green ice cream. Now, again, I want to do those things, right? But it's still a little bit of pressure I put on myself. But I want to do those things, right? I want to do that. But I can't let go. And so it makes me a little bit crazy. And I guess the reason I'm telling you this, right, is just not to, open the kimono and say, hey, your buddy's nuts, because I'm not. It's just like these are the pressures that I put myself under, and I think the reason I'm telling you this is because I think each of us do this, right? We put ourselves under some unreasonable pressures. Whether for me it's getting everything done and trying to take care of everybody around me, right? To the point where, and this is the part that I wanted to get to with all of this, is that everybody, I think, is going through this right now, an extra sense of running out of gas, right? So there's so much pressure from so many sides. It feels like your efforts are going unrewarded. And maybe not you, but one thing I know for sure in our community is men, particularly, are really taking it right now. And I hope, again, I don't speak out of school here, but I felt really bad because yesterday, I know Mac Parhar, Fighter with Rocket, has really been going through it, and I see it in the streams, and I've been meaning to catch up with him, and I said, hey, buddy, let's catch up, and he said, yeah, I got some time, and I could just sense that he really needed to talk. Well, I knew that he did, and you know what? I was so empty myself. I was just like, oh, shit. And so I had a little minute, and I was just like, I'm afraid I'm going to make it worse, right? I'm going to call him, and I'm going to be in such a mood that we're just going to sit there, and it's going to turn into a bitch session, and we're going to feel worse than better. And I didn't want to do that to him, right? And so then I stood him up, right? So I feel really bad. So I got to call, hey, dude, I'll call you this weekend. I promise, man. I feel really bad. And when I get my shit together, then I don't want to, again, I want to be, right, your support system, your cheerleading team. I don't want to drag you down. But I know you need it. And here's the thing. I know the men in our community need it. There's so many people who are really going through it, but especially men. It's like they're just, they're intentionally sapping your strength and making you feel impotent, and that you have all these responsibilities, but you can't convert, right? That you're going to choke in the clutch. Man, I see this. I see it happening. And everybody's getting a little irritable. Everybody is overwhelmed. And again, it's like waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm watching it. And again, Seeing Fei Man approached these issues in the last couple of weeks about depression, right, and forgiveness. And I think these all touch kind of on the same thing. We're under an enormous amount of pressure, and we need to acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge that these are unusual times and unusual circumstances. And we are probably, none of us, really at our best. And yet, I think if we acknowledge and are honest about that, right, and don't try to make believe or fake it till we make it, and give each other the grace, right, to know that as I deal with other people, that they are not right now at their best. They're giving me the best that they can, but it's not 100% because they just don't have it. And I don't either, frankly. And so for that, again, my apologies. And so a portion of this presentation today really is just to say, hey, my apologies. I've been doing some truncated shows. Today is going to be one of them, but probably the last of the truncated programs. simply because again we're leaving. We got to get out of here. I'm a little bit behind with all that. But again, I just want I need to spend the time away with a friend, and just that we spend the time together, so I can listen to him, listen to his heart, we have fun together, and in a way maybe just sort of ignore the burdens. I mean, to be honest, again. Not to speak anything into existence that doesn't exist, but things at work are, for just a variety of reasons, aren't looking very stable right now. My position anyway. Again, I've been out a lot from illness and uncertainty there, and so it's a lot. So you just sort of sense as things are going, and so again, I feel extra sense of just all kinds of stuff right happening. And again, I tell you this not to complain. I'm not trying to complain because I have a list, right? I could keep going on about upcoming things, like trying to get the dental stuff taken care of before we plan to leave. And it's looking like that may not occur. It's such a long process. It's so intense. We were working with the University of Washington Dental Clinic and thought we had something worked out. It's just, it may not. And we don't, have the money to really do a big bunch of stuff there, and we were hoping just every penny that we had saved, as much as we could, to go towards some property for the poppy cult. So I don't know, man. It's a headache right now, and I'm trying to figure out everything. But here's the thing, right? Is that if it were just me in this, right, I would be feeling like kind of a sense of futility. Right? Like you're treading water and then you just don't see land. But as much as I've gotten emails from y'all, I don't say it again, y'all, as much as I've gotten emails that express gratitude for what I do here and for spending time with you, and that you find it encouraging, and that encourages me. But in as much as you have expressed that this has been of value to you, I could not have made it, I think, without you guys over the last few months. All right, giving me purpose to continue when things looked pretty bleak. And watching as you care for one another is remarkable. It's a beautiful, miraculous thing. And I learned so much from you guys. There's a couple, and I've mentioned them before, who has been, like many of us, they're struggling in a variety of ways, and they're trying to make it work. And again, they never asked me really for anything. They just asked how they could help, but I knew their circumstances. And so, again, I asked you guys for a little help, as I do from time to time, to help some other people out. And so I was able to give them a little boost, and it really worked out well for them. And then, but things are continuing to be hard. And so, then, kind of came to the end of what was in the kitty that I was able to help people out with. And so I felt really bad, right, that I couldn't really offer really more support from, as I don't have resources, to give long-term support, because this last month, because I was this last week, because had been out of work so much, I actually had to take money out of savings to pay the rent. So I was like, oh God, so a little scary, right? And so I felt really badly that I couldn't be of more help. But right, and here's all the point to get to here, right, is that they saw that, right, and saw that I did as I could, and I was trying, but I didn't want to, I'm not trying to twist anybody's arm or bust anybody's kneecaps to get more money for people. It's just, when you have it, you give it to me, and then when I have it, I give it to other people. And so I just felt badly I didn't really have it. Dug deep to try to help that. But anyway, the point is that they came back and said, you know what, this is actually a good thing, because it gave them the courage to step out in faith, because it's the only way you're going to make it is in faith. And it's like, man, that just reminded me of a thing that I did years and years ago, like way a long time ago, right? And I stepped out in faith knowing that sooner or later I wouldn't have the resources, so I might as well just start without them. And as it turned out, that was exactly the right thing to do. It gave me the courage to step out in faith. Well, this did the same thing for them. It gave them the courage to step out in faith, right? Knowing that kind of that lifeline wasn't exactly theirs. There's nothing to do for it but to step out. And when they did, right, Dad met their needs. And again, it's a beautiful lesson to remind me again that that's where it's at, right? Just if it weren't for that relationship with the Creator and with you guys, this would have been a very difficult year for certain. But able to make it with you. And so my encouragement is that you surround and come together for one another. And especially, and again, I don't know if I'm off base here. Maybe I'm biased just because, I got testosterone, I got outdoor plumbing, and so I see it in men more. Because I know that everybody's going through it, but I especially see it in men, that they are under a great deal of pressure right now. And so if you can, support the men around you in your life. Give them a little extra grace for the burdens that they carry. And know that if they are a good man, and you can trust them, to know that they are doing the best that they can to protect you. And that they probably feel like they're failing if they can't protect their family and those that they care about from making decisions that are going to be ultimately disastrous if it looks the way that they, again, I want to get in trouble here. You know what I'm talking about. It's a heartbreaking thing. Yeah, good men are hard to find, and hard men are good to find, according to my wife. So, all right. Anyway, again, I don't want to be a bummer today. That's not my point. And I know that these are difficult topics. And so my point is not to be depressing or solemn, even though I suppose it is a solemn and difficult situation. But my hope is, right, rather to encourage and to say that if we acknowledge that these are particularly challenging times and that things are not normal, no matter what they tell us about a new normal, that we acknowledge these things and we're honest about it and we say, hey man, this is some difficult times right now, right? And we're weary. These are heavy burdens to bear. And we're doing our best. And we're going to continue with conviction. But we need to acknowledge that it hurts when you can't protect those you love from themselves. Oh, man. That would be, man, you know what? I would love to be playing music with you guys right now. That would fill my spirit for sure. But I'm going to go hang out with Ceiling Fan Man and make some ice cream and some delicious, not only delicious vanilla, but some delicious green mint and ice cream. And then make some green butter, show you guys how to do that a couple of different ways. And so, we're going to have a good time. Maybe even an Oreo or two. So got that going. Anyway, because I need it, right? And I'm encouraging you that you might need it too. This is what we keep talking about, right? Get together with those around you. Get together with those that you love. Hey, a great opportunity is Flattoberfest. You could do that. It'd be a great opportunity to get together with people that you love. But between now and then, it's a long stretch. And you're going to need all the gas you can get. So go to Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? This the parable was illustrated by Jesus when he talked about the virgins, 10 virgins, some with oil, some without. When the lamps went out, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Some had extra, and some didn't. Right? So I'm encouraging you now. Stock up. Because they keep talking about a dark skies event. So maybe he was being really direct by talking about things getting really dark. Hmm? Just maybe. He knew what he was talking about. All right, guys. Again, I don't want to belabor the point. I don't want to be a downer. I don't want to be a bummer. I actually have a smile on my face, right? But suppose the question comes up more than once, why you don't show your face, and people who know me are like, oh, nonverbal is in some ways better than the verbal, and you express so much with your hands and your eyes and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, but from the beginning, right? It was always about that the message was more important than the messenger. That it was never really about me, and I've never gone to extraordinary measures to try to hide, who I am. It's just that it doesn't matter. I'm just not that important, right? I work for a guy, how about that? So, in any case, I have honestly, truly, come to really, really love you guys and have a great deal of genuine affection for this family. You guys really are great, and it hurts me when I see people in our community struggling, and when I see so many struggling all at the same time and kind of in the same way. I feel compelled to speak about it, and I know I'm going through it too, right? And again, I know it's not just the men. I know everybody is, but men in particular, I do think that men and women are, we're built different. We're not, we're just different. We're not unequal. We're not one better than the other. We're just different. We have strengths and weaknesses, and we're supposed to help each other out. And I'm saying right now, gals, this is the time men need you. And so that we can be here when you need us. Anyway, like I said, I won't belabor the point, and I don't want to be a downer. I want to be positive. But again, my hope is to be encouraging, to say we will get through this with determination. It is not hopeless, right? We know how the movie ends. I've already seen the credits, so it's good news. Right, but it's just a challenging, difficult portion, and so I think we owe it to one another to continue to lift each other up and to share one another's burdens, and I encourage you to do this too. When you need it, ask. There's a few that I've watched in our community who have desperately needed help and could not or would not ask. And to their detriment, I'm afraid, right? And when it's offered, don't be too proud to receive it. It is better to give than receive, and it is a blessing to give. I cannot tell you how joyous it is for me to be able to, from time to time, offer people help that they could not ever have. Karen, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be doing a stream. What are you doing, knucklehead? Anyway, the ability to give to people when they need it, right, and could not pay it back is, I can't even tell you the feeling of that. There's nothing like it. And so from time to time, being able to do that is remarkable. And there's nothing like it. Oh, you're done? Wow. You guys are, see, I guess you guys are spiritually elevated, because I'm spiritually retarded. I don't even have a topic, and I can't even get done yet. Anyway, guys, we are all in this together, right? And your people need you, right? And we need each other. So, anyway, since Karen is here, I'll just say it one more time. A great way to do that: get together at Flattoberfest, and if you can, get together sooner than that, as soon as you can, with others, and continue to build those relationships, because we're going to need it. And That's all I got to say about that. Okay. In the meantime, if you haven't yet signed up for Rock Band, I know there's a bunch of people bitching about it and going, well, the truth should be free. Well, it is. Speak the truth all the time for free. But they don't let us speak the truth all the time for free or otherwise. And so we go to a platform that allows us to do that. And, there's complications and we spend a lot of time on it. So, anyway, it's not about the money. It's just a opportunity for us to be able to speak freely. Anyway, I do a thing over there very early every morning, 4:20 in the morning on the West Coast. Freaky freaks, using these cool tuning forks. Oh, yeah, anyway, like that. I use cool tuning forks like that one to tune yourself for the day. It's really cool. We have a good time hanging out. And although it's difficult to exactly describe the effect, it certainly does have one. And the audio on Rockfin is really good. That's one of the things I've noticed, and one of the things that was really important to me is the audio quality. One of the reasons I don't use Restream, and those bastards just charge me another $50 for another month when I don't use it. Mostly because I forgot to cancel. Oops. See, I'm dropping balls left and right. I'm a complete failure. Oh, God. Help me. Yeah. My wife says, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh, so much. I don't even know where to start. Yeah, Rockfin does rock, man. And for some things, again, they could use an improvement here and there, but, man, they've been really good to us so far. And I'm really super pleased about, again, the way that they treated us. So, and the audio quality is really good. So, so join up over there, 4:20 in the morning on the West Coast. And again, you don't have to do it live. It's I put them in stacks, is what they call playlists over there. So mostly of them are in stacks. You can go back and check them out one at a time, and you'll see it kind of develop as we go. Especially doing some of the here. I'll give you one more little thing here. So some of the really interesting stuff is using multiples and the combinations. And so I've been kind of working with that. We're trying to figure out a variety of things, and I've got yet more tuning forks coming in. So it's going to be this just wacky variety of stuff. By the time I get done, I'm going to be just surrounded. I'm going to be surrounded. Fork the forking forkers, right? So anyway, this is one of the most difficult things to do, is the multiple things, because I don't have holders for these yet. So I got to juggle, basically. And when I start really playing with them and moving them around, I can get the waveforms to interact with each other. And then it gets really wacky when I start doing multiples, and it goes really nutty. And I have plans to put together a tonoscope so that I can do a camera on it and show you the cymatics of the sound in real time. And won't that be a kick in the pants? So there you go. There you have it. Anyway, so there, that's it. That's all the stuff. Rose is about to kick off another Crow 777 show, I think, on her channel. So head over there for that. Have a great weekend. Oh, hey, Rose, I'm headed over to Ceiling Fan Man's house with a big pile of herbs and 2 gallons of heavy cream and a commercial ice cream machine and a variety of other goodies. And we're going to make green butter and green ice cream. And so there you go. And you know what? I hope they make your ass... Did you lose your ass? Rose? Stop gambling. Don't gamble that way. No, I heard some rumor that you might walk again. What the hell? Do a stream for you? What kind of stream? Oh, well, no, what we're going to do. So, Melanie, what we're going to do is, I think instead of a stream, what we're going to do is just shoot video. And then Ceiling Fed Man will edit it in his own inimitable way because he's got a sense of humor that, well, he copies mine. So I'll just give him the jokes and then he'll tell them. And if they fail, I can blame him. Oh. No, we're not going to. I don't think we're going to go live. I think we're going to record it and then edit it. Because that would be better. And then you can avoid a bunch of nutty stuff. And you can also not have to see me because beard on. I got a beard going right now. So anyway, I stream. There you go. Maybe when it's done, we'll do a quick live stream. We'll see. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I still have packing left to do. I haven't even taken a shower yet. I know, gross, right? I know. You want to see me naked. Anyway. I'm just being silly. What do we got going on here? Do you want to tune? You want to tune on the way out? Should I do that? I usually do that. Let's see what I got. Oh dear. I hope it wasn't too much of a bummer today, right? It wasn't my intention. I wanted to be uplifting, but again, I think I wanted to be just. These things have been in my heart, and I want to be honest about what's going on in our community. That people are carrying heavy burdens right now. Help them, right? Help them. How about this one? We'll do this little guy right here from, let's see, 1992-ish, something like that, with my buddy Joe Ray way back in the day. One day, and I think I've promised to do this, and so it's going to take me a minute, but I'm going to do like a Where Are They Now, like VH1 Where Are They Now kind of thing, the history of us back in the day and what we did, and some of the songs we recorded. There's very few. We wrote over 100 of them, but maybe put together a little documentary for you, a little rockumentary, mockumentary. It'll be like Spinal Tap, non more black, right? Anyway, but that's going to be probably a while yet, and ideally we'll get to record. I keep trying to get him to get with me and record a couple of the old ones that we never did record, so we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, hope you guys have just a delightful weekend. I love you guys so much, and you're the reason that I'm here. So seriously, and I couldn't have made this even this far without you guys. You're priceless. No, I mean, not like the stupid commercial, but anyway. No, you guys are awesome. Take care of each other, please. Thank you. Do you remember the moment alone? Do you remember our heart left cold? I walk a lonely road until I find forgiveness. Do you remember that feeling inside? Do
the day it began. Do you remember just how